On a bad exchange from Ian Sinclair to Tony Kimbrough, and there is Gerald Bayless, the lineman of the week last week. A lot of attention on Bayless, the former Lion, coming into this game, and he has a fumble recovery. Any day is a gorgeous one in BC, but this was picture perfect today as we welcome you to Vancouver, British Columbia. So the first turnover of the game goes to Saskatchewan, and we see Kent Austin. The toss, left side, Lucius Floyd up near the 45-yard line. Andre Francis playing in his second game, cut the legs from Lucius Floyd, and there is Kent Austin, who leads the CFL in passes attempted and completed. And no huddle offense here for the Riders on their first series. In the flat, too far for Ray Elgard. Watching him was Tracy Gravely.
This will be a big matchup. That particular one, Elgard and Gravely, all night long. They're two very physical players, and this time that Gravely would like to come up and challenge Elgard. The consummate right here is the doctor, Kent Austin, being able to see if he's able to dissect this BC defense.
You saw the numbers on Mike Lazecki, Saskatchewan, #2 in net yards on punts because of fine coverage of their specialty teams. Ahmad Field, the deep man, but it takes a funny hop. Trevathan trying to trap the Riders. No yards call. And so the Lions will have the ball at the 38 when we return to BC Place Stadium in Vancouver. Don Matthews has said no center in the league likes the week prepping for Bayless. Here's the handoff to Volpe, off one man. Volpe has a first down and much more. Into Saskatchewan territory for John Volpe. Dan Rashovich finally pulled him down. But Volpe is off to a good start tonight. That time he was following the pulling guard, Leo Groenwagen.
Groenwagen, the guard, turns upfield. They give it deep to Volpe here, and he missed the tackle, slid off it, turned around, and came back inside, running behind Rhoda Husker and Torres on the left-hand side. They're very excited about having Torres back in that lineup.
Matches his longest gain of the year, 19 yards, and they go right back to Volpe with more. John Volpe inside the 40. Another Lions first down. And I'm not sure Saskatchewan thought the Lions could run against them.
Didn't think, trying to spread out the Saskatchewan defense, going to a trip formation to the wide side of the field, and then running the counter back with Groenwagen and Mills to the left-hand side, giving it deep to Volpe, and allowing him to take a look so he can find a crack to make some yard.
First down, Volpe again, tripped up originally by Lance Cook, and the gain is a short one. Gerald Bayless finished off the tackle. And there is an impatient Murray Pezim waiting for a win to celebrate. Bob Ovilovich has been trying different hats as luck charms to get out of this slump. The Pez offered him a Panama hat yesterday, but OB turned him down. Flags down, early movement, and we'll wait for the official call from the referee tonight, Ken Lazar.
Legal procedure. BC number 66, still second down.
Big Jim Mills moved too soon. Second down, 15. Kimbrough under pressure delivered. He was looking for Casey Dunn. Tyrone Jones was in on Kimbrough. Tyrone started chirping at Kimbrough yesterday at practice, trying to intimidate him, and gave an early wake-up call here too.
I had the pleasure of walking into the stadium with Tyrone Jones. As we walked by, he walked by Kimbrough, saw him on the side, said, "Hey, I'm going to get you. You're going to see me tonight." And this is one chance. He didn't get a chance to see him because he hit him from the backside. But Ty Jones is a guy who's fired up about this defense, and he is a tremendous asset in this Saskatchewan organization.
Louis Paseglia in the punt. Willis Jaycox is the lone man back for Saskatchewan. It would have been a 50-yard field goal attempt outside of Paseglia's range. And he'll kick it out of bounds at around the 15-yard line. Maybe the toughest front seven in the CFL for Saskatchewan. Lucius Floyd, right side. we've gone back 20 years in time, both teams running the football.
Wait a second, we haven't seen this much running in a long time. You're exactly right, Chris. Now the Saskatchewan Roughriders come out, spread the formation to the wide side of the field, and then they counter back with Hendrickson and Aldag to the short side.
That's Michael Johnson looking for somebody to play catch with. He may have to come in to spot Tony Kimbrough. Next series, draw play. Milson Jones tripped up near the line of scrimmage. And Doug Hocking, the Canadian middle linebacker out of Surrey, made the tackle on the veteran Milson Jones.
The kind of place where Milson really excels. Screen passes, draws, quick hits, and he's in there as a blocking back, and he does a great job of that.
You saw Hocking come out. Ron Francis is the extra deep back in over the middle. Fairholm couldn't bring it in because Ron Francis had him lined up. The former Dallas Cowboy, who was picked off the Calgary practice roster, forces the Austin incompletion.
Had the play open over the middle, the post pattern. Here he goes up high as Fairholm goes up high. Handles the ball and allows Ron Francis to come in and take his head off. It would have been a hard catch to keep even if he had caught it.
On field again, drops deep to accept this punt from Mike Lezecki. Off the side of his foot into the Lions bench. So a bad punt by Lezecki, and the Lions offense has great field position. So far, Kimbrough has fumbled a snap exchange from center with Ian Sinclair, but has certainly worked the handoff to John Volpe effectively. There's the play action. He looks downfield and has a completion. Darren Flutie dropped the football, and the Roughriders come up with it. Flutie had a first down but lost control of it, and Albert Brown comes up with it for Saskatchewan.
Kimbrough comes out, throws the ball right on the money to Flutie, and here is where Albert Brown keeps working and working and strips the ball behind him. Flutie had actually looked like he thought he had left Brown in his stance behind him, turned it back inside, but Brown kept after him. Good pursuit.
Well, the veteran Albert Brown just with a pickpocket play there, and the Roughriders will try to get this offense untracked. Over the middle, there is Ray Elgard in the Lions territory near the 50-yard line for the big bruising slot back. And they continue to check the thumb of Tony Kimbrough, and he's apparently doesn't have much feeling in that right hand, so it may not be long before we see Michael Johnson. First down, Lucius Floyd, right side, no room there. Lee Johnson and O.J. Brigance close the door. Second down, 11 to go after the loss. Austin just gets it away and has a completion near the first down marker. Chris Major stopping Narcisse close to first down yardage. Donald Narcisse now 3 catches away from Hugh Campbell on the all-time Saskatchewan list.
Major's up really tight, giving him the press defense, but Narcisse shows how quick feet he has, works him to the outside, gets him to turn his shoulders a bit, and then comes back inside on the curl route.
So it's third down and short. Not much question that the Riders would be gambling here. Austin just follows the middle of that line and easily has the first down behind Anderson and the guards, Aldag and Gioscas. Speaking of Roger Aldag, we've got the 2 oldest players in the CFL. Roger's 38 years and I think 10 months, and Louis Bisaglia 38 years, just a kid. He's 38 years and a couple of months.
I think 1 month. There's about 9 months difference between those 2 guys.
Here's Roger. He'll be 39 October the 6th and still going strong. First down, Saskatchewan. Over the middle. Elgard couldn't hang on, with Gravely hanging on. Flag is down on the field. Let's find out what the flag is.
Roughing the passer, 98 BC. First down, Saskatchewan.
So, Tim Lawrence, a local product of the Vancouver area, called for roughing the passer. Here's Keith Poe working against the veteran Aldag.
Keith Poe takes that inside release down there, and that old veteran Aldag just runs him right down and it pushes him right out of his lane.
Takes Lee Johnson for good measure, too. Austin in the flat. There's Fairholm trying to get away from Petway, who hauls him down by the jersey at the 15. And that's close to another Saskatchewan first down. Riders have been slow starters this year, averaging just 4 points in the first quarter of the first 5 games.
To the wide side of the field, Fairholm came off, got good outside release on Petway, made the break, and it gave Kent Austin plenty of time to float the ball out there so that Fairholm was able to catch the ball, turn it around, and try to get it upfield for more yards.
Approaching the 10-minute mark of the first quarter, Austin looking end zone, overthrows the intended receiver, Jeff Fairholm. That time Donovan Wright came on a blitz from his linebacking position. It's 3rd and short. Austin throwing to Milson Jones down to the 5, and Jones is inside the 5-yard line before O.J. Brigance brings him down. I'm not sure the Riders knew that was 3rd and inches, but no matter, they get the first down.
Even if they did, it's called living on the edge, and that's Don Matthews' philosophy. As Milson Jones comes out, it looks like they're tagged up man-to-man, and there's O.J. Brigance, the middle linebacker, finally sliding off. Looked like he realized that he did have Milson Jones, and it allowed Milson to pick up a big first down.
Lions defense will try to claw in. Floyd has room outside, and Lucius Floyd scores. Well, Lucius doesn't get to carry the football too often, but he made no mistake there. And after the Lions had enjoyed early field position, Saskatchewan puts the first points on the board.
Lucius shows great quick feet here. As he looks, number 3 is Gravely, comes in and pins the hole up quickly, and Lucius is able to show the quick feet, break to the outside, and take it to the corner for 6 points.
Nate Ridgway adds the extra point, the touchdown at 10:51 of this first quarter, and the Riders have the lead. Well, it hasn't been a great summer in many parts of the country, and then you come to BC and they just rub it in. It was another magnificent day here on the West Coast.
Back at Stats Word, give him a discount.
Lucius Floyd, the touchdown score, and O.J. Brigance, one of the up men again. The kickoff from Saskatchewan not going deep, and Brigance is tackled by Willis Jaycox, usually the shoes on the other foot.
Coming back to the video writer right here. Listen, this is Lucius Floyd here, but here is Gravely. He comes in and pegs the hole up. Right here is where he makes the good stutter step with his feet, breaks to the outside for 6. Excellent move right that time by Lucius Floyd. Shows great speed of getting to the corner of the end zone.
Now let's see if the Lions can answer back, and if Kimbrough is continuing to have trouble with the thumb. Missed Clark there, and clearly he's having difficulty. Again, the backup is Michael Johnson. Bob Obilovich has yet to use Johnson in game action, but told us yesterday that he has no fears about using Johnson. In fact, he's kind of anxious to get him in if the situation properly presented itself, and it appears that that may be the case here. Well, the Riders gearing up to come. Kimbrough gets it away quickly down the sidelines. Too far for Ahmad Field, who will see some spot duty at wide receiver, but Albert Brown was there with Field step for step.
Terrace in the middle of your group right here. He is very happy to get back in that offensive starting lineup. Does a terrific job on Bayless, but that was a quick release. And the rules of the defensive lineman, as Tony Kimbrough came back, stood after 3 drops and started to release the ball, stop your rush upfield and get your hands up and try to jump up in the air. That's why Bayless wasn't able to get that much penetration.
Well, Louis will be trying to improve on that first punt of the game, and Willis Jaycox is back. Riders put on some heat. Jaycox right at the sidelines had stepped out of bounds at the 35-yard line. 3 minutes, 10 seconds to go. First quarter. Saskatchewan leading 7-0. Well, here in BC, the focus is on this being a potential battle for third place. Should the Lions win, they'd be only 2 points back of Saskatchewan. But Don Matthews wasn't talking about that. He said our goal is to host the Western Final, meaning they're thinking about finishing first. We've got a flag down on the field. Thank you, Mark. Interesting information from Danny Barrett. 1st and 25, and they throw the screen to Milson Jones, and he gets close to the 15 yards back, assessed to Mike Anderson, the center, on a face masking call, but Jones gets 15 back before he's pulled down by O.J. Brigance.
A key play that Milson does all the time. Austin leads it out with 3 receivers to the wide side of the field. The halfback from the BC Lions on that side is great. It goes across. It gives them one less defender on the short side. They run the screen back to that, get those big offensive horses out in front of it, and Milson carries the load.
Milson was a little concerned before the game. The Lions were all smiling coming out of the dressing room. He says, these guys worry me. They're supposed to be sluggish. And the Lions have played inspired, but so far the Roughriders have the lead. But Kit Austin's facing 3rd and 10, and he'll come off for Mike Lezecki. And Lezecki back in. Neither punter having a particularly good night so far. The Lions will scrimmage at their own 50-yard line. Kimbrough hands off to Volpe. Stopped after a pickup of 3. Dan Rashevich, the linebacker, filled the hole. Well, Tony Kimbrough said one of the keys for BC was to establish Volpe earlier, and they are clearly attempting to do that.
If at one point in time that they can establish Volpe, running him inside between the tackles, freezing some of that linebackers up where they're not mobile so much and running around, it will at least create a little option to be able to break it outside on the toss or dump it quickly to the slots, give them a little more room to operate.
2nd and 7, everybody out of the backfield, and Kimbrough just got it away. Lance Cook buried Kimbrough. In his 2nd game, and boy, was Cook impressive in his debut last week.
Lance Cook right up in the face of Kimbrough. It was a hot read. He read the blitz very well. Tried to hit the inside receiver, Matt Clark, on the hot route. Matt had run up, did not look back inside, and all it left was Kimbrough standing there with Cook right in his face.
Last week, he had a sack, a fumble recovery, and a block punt. And it's 3rd down, and here's Louis. High snap, the fake is on, and look at this, Lord King wide open. Lord King will score. "57 yards for Lord King." The University of Toronto graduate has his first CFL major. And I got to tell you, Kemp, I even went for Louis Passaglia's fate. Crowd buzzing after that big play by the Lions. Pasaglia adds the extra point. And with 22 seconds to go here in the 1st quarter, we're tied at 7.
You're going to see a pull come across. This is it. This is a direct snap to him. The pull's going to come from this side, and it got wide open field all the way to the end zone for a big 6. This is why this is the kind of play that is very important right now. The BC Lions are open to do anything at any time. Great choice by Coach Obilovich in this time in the middle of the field. They were able to get the direct snap, catch the Saskatchewan defense sleeping.
You know, it's interesting, Dan, because we talked to Don Matthews yesterday, and he was wary of Passaglia's ability to pull it down and run on a 3rd down situation. But that was as well executed a fake punt as you could draw up.
And speaking to Louis yesterday, and I asked him that, and Louis knows that he always has the green light at any point in time. If he can read the rush in or the contain in off of either side, loses containment or turns his back and runs downfield, he's able to pull it down and run it. And this time with Louis having a bad hamstring, he's not that willing to run right now.
Albert Brown for Saskatchewan. And he's across the 35 to the 37, but Dan, you said it off the top. This is a tough team to play because they'll try to pull out all the stops, and that's a play the Lions might not have attempted if they weren't 0-5. This should be the final play of the first quarter. Play action and a nice fake. Austin going deep for Fairholm. Petway bats it down. Good coverage there by Ken Petway on Jeff Fairholm. And that is the end of the first quarter here at BC Place Stadium. The Lions and the Roughriders are tied. First down, Saskatchewan. Check that second down as we change ends, and Austin throwing deep, looking for Elgard, who can't chase it down. Kent looks a little discouraged with his start. He hasn't been razor sharp. Let's check the numbers in that first quarter, and the Lions with an edge in net yards.
Only big trouble here right now is the turnover by the BC Lions. They've been very fortunate. Those turnovers have not been accumulated to a number of points scored on the football.
Kimbrough fumble and a Darren Flutie fumble after pretty good drives by the Lions. Casey Dunn picks it up and is met immediately, and the Lions bench thinks there should have been no yards and maybe a little roughing on that sideline. Here's Mark Lee.
Well, Ray Alexander is a deep threat the BC Lions have been missing. He's been out since training camp with a broken ankle, and he's back in town. How's the ankle?
Ankle's great. I'm glad to be back, ready to go.
Have you signed a contract?
Maybe tomorrow or day after. We're in the process of working that out now.
You're ready to play then?
Oh, yes.
Okay, well, I'm sure these Lions would sure dearly like to have you for that deep ball.
I sure would like to be here.
Thanks. Chris?
Over 100 catches last year. Here's Kimbrough scrambling and caught. And it's Gerald Bayless, and there aren't many nose tackles anywhere that can run down a quarterback like that.
As Gerald gets great penetration, the ball snap, he comes off of the ball right into Ian Sinclair's face. Tony Kimbrough sees everything covered downfield, starts to break out down the field, and George Bayless shows great pursuit right down the line of scrimmage, is able to chase down Tony Kimbrough.
Celebrated his 30th birthday here yesterday. Was let go by the Lions last year after expressing some discontent with the way he was handled by Coach Obilovich. Kimbrough throwing in the flat, incomplete. Albert Brown knocked his man down, and that gets a reaction from Tony Kimbrough. Darren Flutie was the intended receiver, and it will be third down. Basaglia has been trying to fight his way back from an early season hamstring problem. Averaged 42.8 yards a punt last week against Hamilton. And this is more like it. Jay Cox at his own 30. And the Lions do a good job of meeting him as he looked up. Now 3-3. 4-2 is Calgary. And Milson Jones struggles to the 39-yard line. Let's take a look at the standings. First in the CFL West, where the Edmonton Eskimos, after that incredible win last night, have the 5-1 record, and I think a lot of people are surprised they're leading the division. And in the East, it's now Winnipeg on top. Ticats still probably smarting after that loss yesterday, are even with Ottawa, and the Argonauts in last. Who'd have thunk it? 2nd and 4. Draw to Jones. He'll get the first down. And Milson's across the 50 to the 51. Finally stopped by the safety Remy Trudel and Tracy Gravely.
That Saskatchewan front four doing a good job of getting the guys, BC Lions, off of the ball as he goes behind Chris Gioskas and also Vic Stevenson off of the right side. Milson is built so low, just like a refrigerator, a mailbox to the ground. He's tremendously powerful.
Leads all rushers among active CFL players as a pass to Narcisse for a Saskatchewan first down at the BC 45. Donald Narcisse.
A great possession receiver for the Saskatchewan Roughriders. This is the guy, he's not a deep threat, but he's the guy that'll come in and he'll catch 12 or 14 passes for you every time it comes near him.
And they're talking in Edmonton about the chance of 4 receivers all going over 1,000 yards in the same year. The Riders have that potential as well. give to Floyd, and he is great second effort. He rolled off the tackle by Hawking and maybe picked up a couple of yards we didn't expect.
Hawking hitting down low around the knees. Floyd was able to show again that great balance that he had, spun around out of it. Chris, getting back to that receiving core, I had the pleasure in '81 of playing with 3 of those guys, where it was Tommy Scott and also Brian Kelly and Waddell Smith.
But no team has ever had 4 in a year. The Eskimos feel they have that potential with the likes of Ellison, Sandusky, Armstrong, and Williams. Here's Austin looking for one of his big men. Elgard got his hand on it, but there is a flag down in the Lions secondary.
Legal contact on an eligible receiver, number 19 BC. First down, Saskatchewan.
Well, it was Remy Trudel, and it was away from the play, but it is a first down.
And those were numerous times, again, getting back to that Calgary game earlier, that we did. As far as penalties, killed them on most of their returns and on some of the deep pass plays that they had that they were very successful at.
First down, Riders driving. Over the middle, there's Jeff Fairholm at the 15. Another flag's down.
Pattern.
Legal contact on an eligible receiver, number 1 BC. Decline. First down, Saskatchewan.
There's the cast Stu Hill is wearing to protect a broken left arm. Suffered that in practice a couple of weeks ago, missed 2 games, but he's back with the plain cast. First down, Austin, and another flag down as Elgard was bumped. 3 consecutive plays now, flags in the Lions secondary.
And then you'll watch the right hand of Gravely right there. Oh, got the left hand hanging on the hold of Ray Elgard.
Forward pass.
Elgard didn't have a bad lead right either.
Elgard's a tough player. I think right now that the greatest compliment that Coach Matthews paid to a guy like Red Elgard is that he is a pro. He is an absolute pro in every facet of the game.
And a tough hombre, Ray Elgard. First and goal, Saskatchewan in the end zone. Another flag down.
Comes back down, just pushes off, he looks. Then he breaks out there. Looks like a very innocent play to me from this point.
Oh, that's consistency. There's no room there for Milson Jones. And things are heating up down there. That's a couple of old buddies, Stu Hill and Milson Jones. First contact came from Donovan Wright. And the fans certainly like the way the Lions defense dug in there.
Ben, but don't break in this stage. You're looking at a big, powerful back running inside. Donovan Wright stands him up. What a great play that time by getting up in the hole, getting his shoulder pads lower than Milson and able to extend into him and stop his momentum and then hold on for help.
Fans making noise here at BC Place. Second and goal from the 4. Fairholm can't hang on.
Home comes down on Petway. He lines up as a real tight slot, gets a little bit of a cushion, pushes off with Petway. You see the left hand. Petway gives him a little pull. Slow down. Come back here just a bit. Fairholm is able to get his hands out there, but not able to bring it in for 6.
Well, they got 4 pass interference calls, but the Riders didn't get a 5th. And so Mr. Automatic's in, and Dave Ridgway kicks a 12-yard field goal. Pretty good job by the Lions defense, and that holds the Roughriders' margin to just 3. Ron Francis and Ahmad Field drop deep, and Dave Ridgway gets this one past the up men, and it will be the exciting rookie Ahmad Field. Rashovich got his hands on him, and an impressive tackle. Here's Mark Lee.
Well, Chris, I'm in the private box of Lions owner Murray Pezim, and the question, Murray, is how much longer will you be the owner of this football team?
I honestly don't know.
How serious are you about selling it?
Oh, I'm serious about selling it.
There's word here tonight at the stadium that a group of potential buyers from Los Angeles is in town. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And how serious are they about buying this team?
Very serious. Very seriously.
Who are these people?
I can't answer that. I'd like to, but I can't.
When do you think we might have a deal, an announcement? We've heard rumors that it could be this week.
Oh, yes, it could be this week. No, certainly within 2 weeks you'll hear something.
Within 2 weeks.
I think so.
Murray, what about the game
But
tonight?
Wait 1 minute.
Wait.
Remember, I've been known to change my mind, too.
That's for sure. That's for sure. What about the game tonight, Murray? Are you happy?
No, I'd like to see the team play better than they're playing now, but I think we're going to win it, and I don't think we're going to lose from there on.
Thanks for your time.
You're welcome.
Chris?
Mark, that's as tight-lipped as I think Murray Pesham's ever been. John Volpe, Dan Rashovich meets him right near the line of scrimmage. The Pez with very few comments.
Nothing going
What's this
on.
league coming to?
No tiger paws, no nothing. I mean, this is not right. You know something's up over here, Chris.
Dan Rashovich has been a busy man tonight, and he loves playing against Calgary too. He has 3 sacks on the season, all 3 where he wrapped Doug Flutie. The only Flutie here tonight is Darren. It's 2nd down and 8 for Tony Kimbrough. Bayless supplies pressure, but Kimbrough had Matt Clark open and he can't hang on. Vincent Donaldson really hammered Clark, but I think that might have been a catchable football.
Gerald Bayless just does a great swim out outside over Leo Grunwagen, is able to get upfield. John Volpe's not able to come back. He just gets a little piece of Gerald Bayless until still Tony Kimbrough had enough pressure to be able to throw the ball on the money out there. Vincent Donaldson made a great defensive play at the halfback spot.
Game number 257 of Louis Passaglia's career ties him with Lloyd Fairbanks for 3rd on the all-time list. Number 2 also in this game, Roger Aldag. High snap. And another short kick by Passaglia, run out of bounds by Jaycock, so no return. And Saskatchewan will have the ball at the 30 when we come back. Saskatchewan with the lead and the football as they scrimmage from their own 30-yard line. Ken Austin ready to attempt his 15th pass of the game, complete in the flat to Milson Jones up to the 40. And Jones has a Saskatchewan 1st down. Doug Hocking and Ken Petway with the tackle. Well, it's interesting the way Ken Austin spreads the football around on this team. So many weapons, and you can't be more consistent than that.
That's a terrific pass distribution, as you see, because he moves it from place to place to place equally. So as a defense, it makes it tougher to try to concentrate on who you can double team and who you can concentrate on.
Off of Jones, it falls incomplete. And after you see stats like that, you start to believe Jeff Fairholm when he says, this guy's got a computer in his brain.
Well, he really does have a computer, from what we understand. He is one of the guys that works very, very closely with Ray Yock, who is the offensive coordinator of the Saskatchewan team. As far as goes in, he puts the game plan in. It is not a game plan that's put together by the coaches and then given to him as a quarterback. He sets in there so he knows, and he is very much instrumental in what goes on.
8 for 16 tonight. Ken Austin, 5.5 minutes to go here in the 2nd quarter. Over the middle, Ray Elgard has the Saskatchewan 1st down, and Gravely finally drags him down at the 48. 21 yards the pickup for the veteran Elgard.
Ken Austin is smart. He knows right now that Ray Elgard has an opportunity to get Gravely in his pocket. He gets them one-on-one, man-to-man coverage that he needs. Ray's able to come down, work inside. The safety, Trudell, has been run out to the right-hand side, comes back late that tries to help out with Gravely, but he's not able to get it before Elgard makes a big reception.
1st down Saskatchewan, Austin in the flat. There's Narcisse. Chris Major on him. Another 1st down for the Roughriders. This game features the 5 top pass receivers through 5 weeks of CFL action. Narcisse and Elgard, Trevathan, Flutie, and Lucius Floyd.
Coming right at you as Ken Austin stands there. He has Narcisse wide to the short side of the field. Everybody clears out. That gives him nothing but pasture to work in out there, and Narcisse does a great job of cradling that reception in.
Riders on the move. Austin out of the shotgun. And he misses Elgard with that one. Another flag down.
Forward pass interference. Saskatchewan number 81. First down, repeat it.
Well, we expected to see a tussle between these two big ball players. Not many guys can match up with Elgard size-wise in a defensive secondary, but Gravely is 6'3", 212, so he's got a chance. Second and long, they dump it off to Floyd, and he put the knee down. The knee just went down.
Come on, baby. Come on, G.
Lions have an extra DB in on second now and 20. Paul Wetmore also in the game. And Austin has Floyd open. Out of bounds, first down near the Lions 20. And somehow Floyd found himself wide open up the sideline.
Sometimes the toughest catch in the world to make for a receiver or a running back. Kenny Austin reached the man-to-man, but there's Floyd. He's standing all by himself. Paul Wetmore, who came in as the 6th defensive back, got caught up in there, and just miscommunication in that BC secondary.
Floyd came into this game leading all receivers in the CFL with 35 catches, and he's adding to that total.
Anytime you start to get that running back against the linebacker mismatch, that will happen.
They tried that hot to the slot, and Elgard was bumped off the football by the safety, Remy Trudel. 2:51 left here in the first half. Second down and 10, deep in the Lions' territory. Austin over the middle, and a nice defensive play by Gravely. It looked like Elgard had slipped in behind, but Gravely knocked it down. And a flag is down.
Objection of conduct. Saskatchewan number 81. Third down.
You have to be a very tough physical player like Gravely to be able to get up and get into Elgard's face and press him coming off the line of scrimmage. But if you miss him, he is gone. Gravely did a great job because he missed him the first time they jammed him. Elgard was able to get inside, but Gravely showed great speed of able to catching up.
Ridgway hasn't missed from inside 40 yet this year, and the 37-yarder is good. Bob Poley, the center, congratulates Dave Ridgway on his 14th field goal of the year in 16 tries, and he now has moved ahead of Bernie Ruoff and has moved into 4th all-time on the CFL scoring list.
Defense hold them again. So this is a point that they had been in last game of being competitive through the course of the whole game and not getting blown out early.
Short kick, and again, Brigance fields it. And the linebacker across the 45 to the 46. Tony Kimbrough back in, no problem at all as he tries to get the Lions going offensively.
Chris, getting back to the defense again, and I don't mean to harp on it all the time, but it is very important time. When you have a not seasoned veteran quarterback, as in Tony Kimbrough, you have to get him the ball as many times as you possibly can. Take it on yourself defensively. Get out there, 2 and out, get the ball back to him. The more times you get the ball to him, the better your percentages are, as something's going to click sooner or later.
2:24 to go, first half, play action. Brian Hansen is belted as he comes into the game, gets his first touch on the ball, and he took a lick. Glenn Suter, the safety, read that one, and now the Lions go without a huddle. Suter calls the defensive plays for Saskatchewan, and I was surprised to hear how many defensive audibles you'll get in a game now. The Riders ready to tee off, fumble. And let's see. Saskatchewan may have come up with it again. Bobby Jurison cradling the football.
Underneath, and all he did was pull out from underneath the center, Ian Sinclair, much too quickly. He was trying to get and beat the rush himself.
With those guys ready to tee off, you want to make sure you get a head start. So the Riders now. Austin overthrowing Donald Narcisse because Stu Hill was coming in on him. Again, Hill playing with that cast, a surprise starter here. Missed 2 games. They thought he'd be out for 4 weeks. This is in 2nd and 10, Saskatchewan. 2:06 to go, first half. They lead by 6. Austin in the flat. Donald Narcisse should have a first down for Saskatchewan. Narcisse continuing to work against Chris Major.
Doing a 3-tiered receiving core out here. You've got Milson Jones in the flat. You've got Narcisse running a deep curl, and you've got Elgard going to the post. And when Elgard runs to the post, he takes the safety out of there. It opens up that whole curl area. Narcisse is able to make the turn, work inside, and Ken Austin finds him wide open.
He just tied Hugh Campbell on the all-time Saskatchewan pass receiving list behind Ray Elgard and Chris DeFrance. Lucius Floyd was looking for room, but nothing but black jerseys there. Lee Johnson, Donovan Wright, and a host of Lions. Or is that a pride of Lions? We're there to meet him.
Well, I think right now it is a pride of Lions, and basically that's what we're seeing out there on that defensive squad is a lot of pride out there. They are playing with some intensity. When that running back is standing back there, whether it's the fullback Milson Jones or if it's Lucius Floyd, he's there for a reason. And when it was any other time, they have split him out, waggled him out of there so Ken Austin can throw, and it's a giveaway for that quick draw.
2nd and 11, over the middle. Narcisse dove for it, but it was too far in front. Again, Chris Major and Narcisse continue their battle. And again, this Lions defense bends but doesn't break.
Well, in some cases out there, I think Coach Obilovich has challenged every one of these players out there to know that they're each going to be in an individual war out there, a battle between whoever they're matched up against for that particular play. Win the battle. If you win your individual battle and collectively they do that across the board, then they may have a really good chance of winning the football game.
Ridgway from 41, good again. 3 for 3 on the night, 15 for 17 on the year.
In front of you, at least win that battle in front of you, and we've got a chance to win the football game. They're still in it despite the number of mistakes they've made.
It's 16-7. 3 fumbles in this first half have hurt the Lions. Field down at the 35. Bruce Boyko led the surge downfield. Well, the turnovers always are a major factor in Saskatchewan's put 10 on the board, courtesy of those 3 fumbles. 1:13 left, first half, and the Lions need some points. Kimbrough has time, and a man wide open, Mike Trevathan, his favorite receiver last week against the Hamilton Tiger Cats. Tony told us yesterday he had to play with Trevathan. He probably should have run throughout that whole game. Trevathan, with 8 catches a week ago, has his first of the night.
Trevathan's wide open working out there against Charles Anthony, was able to get a big cushion between it. The big thing was that Kimbrough had plenty of time to sit behind the tackle and throw the football.
25 or 17 yards on that game. Now a short pass to Trevathan on the other side falls incomplete. Time remaining, first half. They load up the strong side of the field. Kimbrough looking that way, gets it away. Trevathan again, first down. And a flag goes down as Donaldson runs him out of bounds, and Trevathan spiked the ball right in front of the official.
Objection of conduct. BC 77. Face mask. Saskatchewan 24. The first down, British Columbia.
Offsetting penalties, the play goes at the spot.
Lions get 5 out of that instead of 15. Kimbrough just got away from Ty Jones. Gets it away deep. Clark in the end zone, knocked down. Kim McLeod, the linebacker, although in effect an extra DB, made the defensive play.
It started out as a bit of a comedy of errors, Chris. The defense of the secondary of the Saskatchewan Roughriders were misaligned. They finally had to chase safe with Charles Anthony slid over to the right-hand side. Kimbrough got great heat on him. He's able to sprint out, and then he just threw the ball up for grabs right at the end and then ducked just to get out of the way of Lance Cook.
Now there were 2 Lions and 1 Rough Rider. It's amazing that one of those Lions couldn't find himself alone in the end zone. Second down 10. Kimbrough under fire, but has Casey Dunn down to the 10, and where Albert Brown runs him out. 42 seconds left first half, and the Lions are threatening.
Kind of pressure on Tony Kimbrough will get him seasoned very quickly. Stands in the pocket. He feels the heat coming from Gary Lewis. He's able to find Casey Dunn out to the left in the flat, dumps it off to him. Casey Dunn showing some of that great speed that he has to move the ball down the field.
Dunn had 2 touchdown passes from Tony Kimbrough last week in that tight loss to Hamilton. First down, give, Volpe, touchdown! That's a good idea. Follow Jim Mills.
When you're living behind that, you're behind Groenwagen and Mills. Just that inside trap. Those two guys catch the Saskatchewan defense in a blitz. They're able to hit the crease, hit a little seam. The two big guys are able to turn it upfield, turn, get behind it. John Volpe comes right in behind those guys, able to run it in almost untouched.
Basaglia adds the extra point. Volpe hasn't had a 100-yard game yet this year, but he has 54 in the first half and a touchdown.
Just a real shot in the arm for the BC attack.
Short kick, rolling down on the carpet. Jaycox, nowhere to go. 35 seconds, and look at Jaycox. Well, maybe there was somewhere to go. He found the best seat in the house. 35 seconds left. Let's see if Austin sits on it or whether he tries to add to the Saskatchewan lead. He's looking downfield. Ray Elgaard's there. Elgaard stopped by Donovan Wright at his own 50-yard line. Wright was getting attention at the bench, but he's back in.
Hurry up offense by Austin at this time. BC very content to play a real soft defense, a soft zone. Her mother right there, the glasses on her, just making sure that her son is okay out there on the field.
Yeah, she just turned to somebody and said, he's okay.
He's okay. He told me he was going to do this kind of stuff.
Austin has a 2-point lead, but he'd like to take more to the dressing room. Gets it away. Floyd tried to spin off that tackle, but O.J. Brigance was hanging on. Andre Francis is there, and he's got a head start to the dressing room. Austin running, sliding, and he's safe with a first down at the 37. Marked it back a couple of yards, so it will be from 46 out. Glenn Suter, the holder. And he misses this one, and here's Ahmad Field. And that's the final play of this first half. A rare miss by Dave Ridgway. He didn't get much of that. Bob Avilovich down by 2 at halftime. It should be quite a second half as Bob Avilovich on the other side anxiously awaits 30 minutes that could turn his team's season around. Albert Brown trying to get outside. Couldn't turn the corner, but gets across the 40-yard line up to the 43 as we check the numbers on the first 30 minutes of football.
Fairly equal as it looks across the board. Yards rushing, you can see where the BC Lions took a big advantage over that, getting John Volpe included in the rushing game. Again, their 3 turnovers were constituted and ended up with 10 points for the Saskatchewan Roughriders.
Saskatchewan, almost a third of their plays rushing, which is unusually high for them. And they'll rush on their first play of the second half, and Milson Jones is always a load to bring down. He gets across the 45 to the 47 and 5 yards before Brigance and Wright pull him down. Ray Elgaard and Gravely continuing there. Gravely played 5 games last year with the Ottawa Roughriders. Under Mike Roach, now the defensive coordinator here in BC. Second down, they go to Jones again. And Milson crashes into Lions territory and has a first down. Brigance and Gravely make the stop on the 11-year veteran.
Very contented right now. Ken Austin able to come in, just a quick little handoff out to the right side, running behind Vic Stevenson. Elgard's downfield blocking on Gravely. Gravely's able to fend him off and get into the tackle. Ken Austin trying to set up this running game, trying to freeze that defense of the BC secondary, and that'll open up his passing attack.
There has been some speculation. Play action here. Austin deep. Elgard can't hold on. He got in behind Gravely that time, and Austin hit him right in the hands. Ouch.
Ray know that was a catchable pass. He was supposed to have that. He's had this young kid Gravely set up as long as he wanted him all night long. He's able to come, breaks to the post. Remy Trudell, the safety, has been run out of there in man coverage. They've got exactly what they want. Kent Austin delivers it on the money. Ray Elgard misses one of the very few passes that you'll see him miss.
I was going to say, Dan, there has been speculation with defenses becoming so tailored to the pass, the teams were going to start rushing the football more, and we've seen a little of that tonight by Saskatchewan. Clearly passing situation here, and they go right back to Elgard, who makes no mistake and catches it in front of Gravely. But wait, there is a flag on the play.
Let's take a
Major
look.
foul, roughing the passer, BC number 91, first down Saskatchewan.
Keith Poe with the late hit. And the Riders are driving. Down at the 17-yard line. Austin, 1st and 10. Fakes the pitch. Looking for Fairholm. This time it's Fairholm against Gravely. Incomplete.
This will be a night, whenever it's over, that Tracy Gravely will earn his keep and earn his paycheck. Not only does he have to put up with the physical ability of a guy like Ray Elgard, but then all of a sudden they send Jeff Fairholm over there with his quickness and his speed, and he has to use all of his physical assets to be able to play that good halfback position.
Probably asking the teammates, hey guys, is there really a bullseye on the back of my jersey? They're going after him. But he's hung in there. 2nd and 10. Saskatchewan. Austin has a man, Narcisse, down near the goal line, no signal. Narcisse thinks he's in.
The ref, they've got it marked on about the half-yard line down there. He'll come out of there.
Wilson Jones shaken up at the bench, and that shoulder bugging him again. He told me it really was sore last week.
Ken Austin coming back to Narcisse, and here's where Narcisse took real good advantage of Chris Majors. He had been running the curl pattern constantly. He ran the curl, then slid it to the out, hit him wide open.
Austin keeps, touchdown, Saskatchewan, flag down, flag down. It'll stand. Austin on the keeper on the first series of the second half. Ken Austin drives the Riders to pay dirt.
It's awfully tough as a defensive player. You're sitting down there, the ball's lined up on the half-yard line. You've got to be able to give a yard, and you're trying to get penetration and get a surge off of that thing. That is why most teams in times get called for offsides in that situation.
Ridgway adds the extra point. And so the Riders have upped their lead to 9 points.
I thought you were going to...
March to open the second half.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Shelly and Kendall back home. I love y'all.
Ken Austin finishing off a drive, which has his team up by 9 points. As Don Matthews said yesterday, in what we're doing, there isn't a quarterback I'd rather have. Tough to argue with the way Austin's played this year. Ryan Hansen across midfield. May have lost the football. Let's see. He went through the first wave of tacklers. Drinkwalter comes out with the ball, but it will be Lions football. Canada's team. 51-yard line, first down, Lions. First possession, second half. Look out! Kimbrough gets it away, and it's Darren Flutie. First down, and oh boy, Bobby Jurison really unloaded on Kimbrough after he got rid of the ball.
As Kimbrough fakes the inside handoff, tries to freeze the linebackers, comes out to the right-hand side. Bobby Jurison's coming off of the right corner. John Volpe does a very good job of blocking him. Right here, as you can see, John Volpe's got him up in his face, tries to get around him. Jurison has a clean shot at Kimbrough, but Kimbrough, to his credit, stands in there and delivers the ball on the money.
It's a first down and a give inside. Sean Millington with his first carry of the game. Stopped near the 30-yard line. And he may have 3 on the play.
Sean Millington has been playing extremely well on the specialty teams for the BC Lions. This is the first time that I can remember him starting a game for the BC Lions at that fullback and running back position. Does an excellent job of running the ball inside, but his main thing is that he's a great blocker.
So it's 2nd and 7 for the Lions. Short drop over the middle. Darren Flutie hangs on. First down inside the 20. George Wynn pulled down Flutie, but not before he gets the first down. Flutie had a big week last week. 9 catches, 160 yards.
Rasevich right there in your screen as Flutie comes in. Kimbrough delivers the ball right on the money. Great concentration by Darren Flutie.
I don't know what was said at halftime in the 2 locker rooms, but the offenses have come out roaring. Kimbrough. Ty Jones put on the pressure. There's Flutie losing his footing. There's a flag down. Flutie near the first down, but there is a flag, and Kimbrough slow to get up.
Forward pass interference, offense, number 82 BC, still first down.
That's exactly what happened. Flutie pushing off on Wynn. It looks like Kimbrough's okay. Ty Jones put the heat on that time.
As he fakes it inside, you see Ty almost bit on the inside handoff, comes over, just gives a little push into Kimbrough's face just to let him know that he's in the vicinity.
First down again, 1st and 20. Kimbrough looking deep. Matt Clark turned one way and it was over the other shoulder. Vincent Donaldson providing the coverage on Clark. 2nd and 20. Kimbrough said this is the best front 4 he's ever played against, and the Riders are doing nothing to change his mind. Here they come. Volpe in the flat, wide open. 10. Touchdown.
This was an all-out blitz by the Saskatchewan defense. John Volpe slips out. He's the hot guy. Dan Rasevich is the middle linebacker, and he stayed in the middle. He did not get himself in a position to chase John Volpe, and when he did, it was way too late. He has come to life.
Sail must be off.
It may not be off, but the price just went up.
Tell you what, Tony Kimbrough's paying a price out there. 6th touchdown of the year for John Volpe.
Oh, yeah, Dan.
All right, 23-21. Here's another.
You can see Dan Rasevich is coming from his middle linebacker position. He's out of the play, out of the picture completely. And once you get this ball to the flat to a guy like John Volpe, he has great speed. He turned it up, smelled the goal line, and put it in for 6.
What a start to this second half. Albert Brown had a little trouble picking it up, and he can't find any room. Out at the 23. Ahmad Field and Donovan Wright led the Lions downfield, holding the game to 5.
Well, you know what happened? The nose man slanted. Oh, good. So that's why he tried to. Damn, I started to keep it first time.
I'm not sure if he's calling about plays or medical insurance. There's the spotter's box. Upstairs.
Take a look. You can guarantee that he's on the horn up there. We can't get the correct picture. but he's talking to Joe Palpal and figure out exactly what he's going to do the next time he gets his hands on the football.
Austin over the middle. Elgard hauls it down. Fumbles. Lions have it. And it's Gravely who comes up with the football. Lions have the momentum here. Third quarter play.
A big physical battle inside with Elgard. As Elgard's able to push off, he gets inside, but there is Remy Trudeau comes in and gets a shot, and that's the problem. What happens with a lot of receivers and running backs sometimes when you keep fighting for extra yards, you put yourself in a position to fumble.
First down, BC. And somebody moved on that right side. So it's first down over, this time 15. And off to Volpe. Right side, Rashovich makes the tackle, and if he doesn't, Volpe's got a lot of yards down that right sideline.
Volpe waggles out to the left, steps over, it's just a counter play, turns inside. There's big Rotohusker inside, turns up. Rashovich does a great job of moving from the middle linebacker spot, sliding down. He's at the top of your screen, following the pulling guards and tackles, and as he comes behind it, he's able to make the play.
Second down, 12 yards to go. Kimbrough looks way deep, overthrowing everybody. And again, Kimbrough's at the bottom of the pile. Bayless and Jurison were in on him again. He's had a rough start because of the hamstring problems. 2 for 7 on the year. His only field goals from 42 and 38. This from 43. And he's wide. Jaycox conceding the single point, and it now is a one-point game. Saskatchewan leads by 1 midway through the third quarter. Austin has Lucius Floyd open, but the heat was on Austin, and he overthrew the intended receiver. One of the Hendrickson brothers on the Saskatchewan team, their dad Lefty played for the BC Lions from 68 to 71 and 73 and 74. Milson Jones back in, and with a big hole up the middle. That shoulder's hurting, but Milson keeps cranking out the yards. The safety, Remy Trudel, brought him down.
It is a losing cause in this case, as far as I'm concerned, with defenses. When your safety's trying to tackle guys like Milson Jones, he's able to break through that big front four of the BC Lions and also get past the linebackers and leaves the safety one-on-one for the load, Milson Jones.
They go back to Jones again. Flag is down. Jones near another first down, but will await the marker.
Saskatchewan number 66, first down repeated.
Mike Anderson called for the hold. First and 20. Austin in the flat overthrows Narcisse. Chris Major there.
Austin plenty of time to throw the ball, trying to look to Narcisse on the curl route again. Now Chris Major's able to defend it very properly.
Kent had 11 touchdown passes against BC in 3 games last year. Had a rare game under 300 yards last week, but that's all he needed to beat the Calgary Stampeders. Second down, 20, and the extra DB is in for BC. Austin looking for Fairholm, he's there! Jeff Fairholm finally down at the 20 by Tracy Gravely. And the Riders have been trying to get that long connection all season long, and they finally made it work. 61 yards, biggest play of the season for the Riders.
Ken Austin's got plenty of time to throw the ball. He brings Ray Elgard down underneath to draw up that defense, and then the speedster Fairholm is able to get behind Tracy Gravely and able to pull it down for a big first down.
Only question now, are mom and dad still up watching this one? Jeff was a little concerned that it'd be awfully late down east. Of course, his dad, a former CFLer, Larry Fairholm. Jeff figured mom would still be up, but he wasn't sure about Larry. Here's Milson Jones trying to get outside, and good defensive play by Doug Hocking, the middle linebacker.
Doug had some great pursuit speed that time of being able to get outside, get around the block of Vic Stevenson, and be able to cut Milson Jones off before he was able to turn it upfield.
Speaking of parents, Doug's mom and dad very influential in the Surrey minor football program. And Doug is the first to admit that Mom's his biggest fan.
Mom keeps him straight.
Says he talks to Mom every day, and she keeps him tuned in on what's happening around the league. She's a great fan. Austin now into the end zone, and he overthrew Narcisse. And once again, the Riders are going to have to settle for a field goal opportunity. And Kent doesn't look happy with the way things are going tonight.
Well, you can look at him right now. I think he's more displeased with himself that time. He had exactly, again, I think what he wanted. 4 receivers to the wide side. It forced the safety, Remy Trudell, to go over and favor the wide side. He came back to the short side. He had Narcisse one-on-one against Chris Majors, broke to the post. It was just a bad throw.
So it's a field goal try of 25 yards, and it's good. And the lead now is 4 for Saskatchewan after the 4th field goal of the game for Dave Ridgway.
Matthews is like, he's like an Elton John kind of guy that gets a hook, he gets a word, he writes a song. Don Matthews gets a thought, he writes down, he makes X's and O's, and he makes up a great defense.
Here's Ron Francis plunging up to around the 35-yard line. Glenn Suter with the first man down as we recap how it's unfolded tonight. Lucius Floyd opened the scoring for Saskatchewan, but that was countered by that big fake punt, Lorne King's first touchdown in the CFL. Then the field goals for Saskatchewan as they moved it up to a 16-7 lead. First down for the Lions. Play action, pressure on, and Kimbrough had to get it away in a hurry. Well, it was 16-14 when John Volpe scored from 10 yards out. That's the way it finished in the first half. Then the third quarter, Ken Austin drove the Riders down on their first series, but right back came the Lions on their first possession of the third quarter to make it a 2-point game. Louis Pasaglia missed the long field goal. They drew within 1, and then moments ago, Ridgway with that 26-yard field goal, and it's 26-22. 3 minutes, 40 seconds to go, third quarter. 2nd and 10 for BC. Kimbrough's gone all the way at quarterback. Stands in there, drops the ball. It's still loose, and now Gary Lewis has it. Gary Lewis picked it up after Bobby Jurison couldn't squeeze it, but it's a big turnover and the 3rd fumble of the game by Kimbrough.
Jurison came inside, and then you can see Gary Lewis coming around to the outside. Scott Freeze able to get a hand out, rips the ball out of Kimbrough's hand. Groenwagen doing a good job standing up there along with Sinclair, and you can see just the battle that's taking place down in those trenches.
Kimbrough back on the sidelines watching. Can Saskatchewan capitalize? Donovan Wright there for BC, and it's a pickup of about 4. This Lions defense is dug in down at this end of the field tonight.
Rise to the challenge right now for that BC defense.
Big difference between a 7-point lead or an 11-point lead. 2nd and 6, they keep it on the ground, and Jones has the first down. Braganza Hill, but Milson Jones has the first down, and not often in the CFL anymore do you see a running play on 2nd and 6.
They've given Milson Jones a lot of names. Pillsbury Doughboy, some of the other things, because he's kind of roly-poly, they thought. Milson's worked extremely hard, good, quick feet. Tim Lawrence, the right defensive end for the BC Lions, penetrated way upfield, allowed Milson to be able to come back underneath and pick up that big first down.
9 carries, 60 yards for Jones. First down. Austin, Floyd, flag He's out at the 1. There was some bumping in the end zone. Floyd thought he was in the end zone.
Contact on an eligible receiver. 13 BC, decline. First down, Saskatchewan.
So it's first and goal from the 1. 1:45 to go. Third quarter. Austin keeps. Austin scored. And the fumbles are killing Bobo Bilovich's team tonight.
Just a terrific surge off of that offensive line behind Mike Anderson, Roger Aldag, Craig Hendrickson off the side. All Kent Austin has to do, make sure that you get the snap, tuck your head low, get right on the hip to one of those guys and follow them right across the goal line.
And now it is an 11-point lead.
Probably going to tie Jones.
Talking earlier that the one thing that they had to do, the best defense they had, was a good offense. And Tony Kimbrough keeping Kent Austin off of the field and not allowing him to score points like that.
This is the biggest point night of the season for Saskatchewan. I'm on field. Look out. Nice tackle there. Albert Brown. And Michael Johnson comes in for his first appearance in the CFL. They like what they see out of Johnson, who played under Mike Riley, a former coach of the year in the Canadian Football League at San Antonio. He was in Hamilton's camp last year, didn't stick. But we've got a left-handed quarterback for the BC Lions in relief. Looking for Casey Dunn, and the first pass incomplete.
Comes out again, he wants to throw the ball, showing great confidence for a young quarterback coming off the bench. Most of the quarterbacks that get in that situation want to turn it off, make the simple conservative handoff and keep it in. Talking with Coach Obilovich earlier, this could be a ploy that he wanted to use. Try to get him in there as a reliever as far as to go out, maybe try to tire that Saskatchewan defense out a little bit and then put Tony Kimbrough in later on in the game.
2nd and 10. Johnson on a roll, turns back. Trevathan can't break the tackle of George Wynn, the youngest defensive player in the CFL, was there to negate any chance of a Lions first down. Pick up a 4, and it's a punting situation for BC.
Good quick feet there, turns, he's looking down the field completely, finds Trevathan out in the flat. Trevathan tries to make a one quick move, but Wynn is there to put the squeeze on him, stop him short of the first down.
Jay Cox can't get loose as we join Markley.
Well, Chris, you can see Tony Kimbrough has been replaced by Michael Johnson. Kimbrough having trouble holding onto the football in this game, likely a factor because of the sore thumb. But Tyrone Jones just told me there's more to it than that. He says that they intimidated Tony Kimbrough, that he's nervous, he's being hit a lot even though he hasn't been sacked this much this game, and he's running out of fear. He says, watch this, we're going to put the Lions to sleep in the 4th quarter.
I'll tell you what, Ty has really stirred things up in BC the last couple of days. He went over to Bob Obilovich yesterday and said, Bob, I'm going to deliver the pink slip myself tomorrow. As he tried to turn up the heat on the Lions. Coach Doug Hawking really unloaded there on the intended receiver, Jeff Fairholm.
It's that old cliche of talking about don't let your mouth write a check that you can't cash. Ty ends up cashing a lot of checks because he can really back up some of the things that he talks about.
This should be the final play of the 3rd quarter. The Lions have not led at the end of any quarter this year. Austin looks for Jones, and oh boy, Tracy Gravely was thinking about 6 the other way. That's the end of the third quarter here at BC Place Stadium.
It hasn't been a situation where Ken Austin has taken that ball also offensively and just jammed it down their throat. There have been miscues, fumbles, and so forth by Tony Kimbrough that have allowed them to get good field position.
Ahmad Field with flags flying. And let's find out what this call's all about. Through 3 quarters now, time of possession, a big edge for Saskatchewan, as well as yards passing.
Legal block, BC number 18, first down.
Rudy Trudell was called for an illegal block on that punt return.
First left-hander with the Lions since 1968, when the Lions brought a rookie out of the Air Force by the name of Tim Murphy here, but he did not pan out. Some big hopes for Johnson. They think he could really be a player. He's unloading deep. Darren Flutie. Flutie could score. Touchdown, BC.
Never say die right there. Welcome to BC there. Michael Johnson, what a entry.
Third touchdown of the year for Darren Flutie.
Wynn has been having some trouble through the course of the season. Earlier in Hamilton, Earl Winfield really victimized him for about 3 touchdowns in the first half. And now Darren Flutie comes back, but you can see the time. The little fake handoff inside to John Volpe. He stands in the pocket. Good delivery, strong arm at this time. Lays it out there to some good speed by Darren Flutie. And here's where it gets really interesting. The fight, the battle that he's doing. Stiff arms, keeps him away from him, and just battles to get across for the touchdown. Find out what they're doing to him without him having to chase around and run for his life. And if in the essence that he does have to come back in, he knows a little better of what's happening out there.
Albert Brown with the return. The Lions were offside on this kickoff. The flag's down, but Brown has big room down the sidelines. Ahmad Field finally cuts him off at the pass. Well, the Lions were offside, but they'll decline that penalty on the big return by Brown. 44 yards, the return.
Offside, BC number 99, decline. First down.
Green, you got a good shot of Joe Paopao. He runs this offense as good as anybody that there is.
Check this out. Back to Austin, and he can't bring it in. Oh, boy. What a collision that was. Donovan Wright lost his helmet, and Aldag's over. Wright took the free shot at Austin. What do you think?
Questionable shot by Wright on that time. Austin's down there. The pass has already gone over his head. He tipped it, but you don't get too many times to take a free shot at a quarterback. I don't say that's right, and I think Wright was wrong. How's that?
Now, didn't Russ Jackson used to use that play in Ottawa? The old...
Russ Jackson, let me see. I was about grade school where that happened. But the ball's gone past. Now you're going to see, boom,
wow,
right there. Wright's coming out, takes a look. Helmet flies off the place. Ken Austin, to his credit, gets up off the field, and he's more concerned about getting back to the huddle and making something happen.
2nd and 10. Austin has Floyd in the flat. He'll be close to a first down. Doug Hocking, the middle linebacker, knocked him out. And he'll be a couple of yards short, depending on the placement here.
Hey, do us a favor, 2-8, quit the fucking give him a break.
Hocking chasing Floyd down the sideline. He's going to take a good shot at him, trying to keep him short of that first down.
And a long one. Jones, first down. And a fumble. He fumbled it. Lions have it. Looks like O.J. Brigance stripped the football away. Oh boy, we've got quite a finish. 13:08 left to go.
Short yardage play right here as Austin turns around, hands off to Milson Jones. He makes the cut, sees the first down, stop it right there. Hold it just for a second, okay? Right here's the ball. You're gonna see Lee Johnson come in from this angle right here. Boom, puts the helmet right on the ball, knocks it loose. Big turnover.
Well, let's find out what Michael Johnson will do for an encore after a 76-yard bomb to Flutie as last time. Inside Volpe, Lance Cook hauls him down from behind after a gain of 9. And this is old-fashioned football. Tape him up and send him back out.
Stick it out there, stick an aspirin on top of your head, put a little tape on the cut underneath his chin, and he's gonna be out there to fight again.
That's after that hit on the jaw by Donovan Wright. Second down 1. The pitch this time to Volpe. First down. Gerald Bayless was over there. Dan Rashovich. And this has been more like the Volpe we saw in his rookie season. And there's a lot of movement at that Lion bench. The adrenaline flowing here with 12 minutes to go.
There's a lot of
33-29.
lot of pump out there, a lot of excitement. Keep that defense on the side. Let it get rested in case he's got to go out and meet Kent Austin again.
First down, back to Volpe with some room, and he gets up to the 47. And Gerald Bayless continues to be an active defensive lineman for the Riders.
It's the counter trap play, but John Volpe this time decides to cut back across the green, comes back into where the pursuit is, and there's Charles Anthony to make the tackle on him.
5 for Volpe, 2nd and 5. And Johnson stopped up by Lance Cook. And they'll be short and forced to kick. In 92. Good one by Pisaglia. No return here as it goes out of bounds. Down to 10, 52 left, fourth quarter, and a 4-point Rider lead.
Place where we're being paid a special visit from a special fan. This is Frank Pugh, who's celebrating his 94th birthday. Happy birthday, Frank.
Thank you very much.
Now, Frank, I understand that you may be the greatest all-time BC Lion fan. You haven't missed a game since 1954, is that correct?
52.
52? Well, how many games would that be? 300 or so?
Something like that.
What's your greatest memory, Frank?
Going to Toronto when the Lions won the Grey Cup. I was back at 52.
Joe Kapp and Willie Fleming back in 1952. Well, Frank, enjoy the rest of the game. Thanks for paying us a visit. Chris?
That's great. They put Frank up on the scoreboard here at PC Place a few minutes ago, and he got quite an ovation. Tell you what, he hasn't seen many games better than this one. 33-29, fourth quarter. Milson Jones had 7 on the first run, and now it's 2nd and 3. Big play here for the Lions defense. Jones should have the first down. He'll move the yardsticks. O.J. Brigance finally brought him down. 61 touchdowns all time for Milson Jones. Great play action fake over the middle. Elgard bravely brings him down at midfield. What a reliable guy to go to when you really need a big play.
Great release, but the big thing, Kent Austin having plenty of time to throw the ball. He's able to work the ball downfield 15, 16 yards and allow Elgard to make his break, create some separation, and then Kent Austin just puts the ball right on the money.
21 yards to Elgard, and Saskatchewan back in BC territory. 9:01 left. Kim DeFoy crashes over the 50 down to the 46-yard line. Doug Hocking in on another stop, and it's a gain of 7 for Floyd. Austin on the bootleg, and he's hit short of the first down. Keith Poe and Donovan Wright sandwiched Austin. And this looks like it'll be a yard short. Maybe more.
And Austin fakes it in, comes out on the naked bootleg all by himself, makes the cut back inside, tries to beat Donovan Wright.
It'll be Jones trying to get outside, and he has the first down. Old Reliable got enough before he was pushed out by Hocking and Ron Francis.
And in some small way, Ken Austin had his revenge. At the bottom of your screen, that's Wright, and Wright gets blocked down, collapsed down inside, which allows Milson Jones to break back outside and pick up that tremendously big first down.
81 yards for Milson Jones on the night, 13 carries, and the drive continues. Austin under the gun, Stu Hill's got him. Well, prior to the game, Don Matthews told us there had only been one legitimate sack of Kent Austin this year. Stu Hill has the second.
Had the chance as Stu Hill came outside, then broke back inside. Lucius Floyd did not set very well, did not get up in Stu Hill's face and make him stop his momentum. And then as Ken Austin was able to break up back inside, Stu showed that great mobility, fell back inside, made the sack.
Third sack of the year for Hill out of the shotgun, 2nd and 12. Austin has a man open. At the 25-yard line, Narcisse has the first down.
They run down the field, they have to take the safety out. Then you have two deep ends, that time by Narcisse to come over, and he's able to get right inside Chris Majors for a big first down again.
Riders threatening. Milson Jones fumbles. Look out, Ron Francis should score. Do you believe it? All the way, Lions lead.
He came up off the right-hand side, ducks his head back in, almost the same identical play that happened before. The helmet on the ball, tackles it, the ball pops out. Ron Francis with great speed comes up, picks it up, nobody's going to touch him.
Dan, we talked about those 4 fumbles by BC. 2 fumbles by Saskatchewan have got the Lions not only in the game, but now in the lead.
Right here, Moson's got plenty of room as Wilson does. Stu Hill is the man, comes in there, puts the helmet right on the ball. Ron Francis again, the ball slipped out, one big hop. All he's got to do, not trip, not fumble, don't embarrass himself, and he all of a sudden, big 6 points for the BC Lions.
Albert Brown from his 16. Can't get outside that time. Out at the 37. The longest fumble return ever for a touchdown by BC. Doug Carlson back in 77, he went 88 yards. So that's the second biggest play in Lions history. Ken Austin over the middle, and what a catch by Ray Elgard. It doesn't get any better than that.
He's the pro. Nothing else has to be said about this. Great zone coverage this time by BC. Elgard just wants the ball more. All he wants to do, he goes up and takes it away from O.J. Brigance and Remy Trudell.
Brigance thought he had an interception, but Bum gets to cheer on another Elgard catch. Milson Jones. And Milson showing a little extra determination there. Ran over a few people.
Just with due credit to the defense that was making the sticks on him, putting the hat on that ball was the only reason that he was fumbled.
Austin looking deep, overthrows everybody. Ray Elgard was the intended receiver. Fairholm was in the neighborhood too. 4:34 left. Lions don't have the stats, but they have the lead by 3. Big play here. Hit by Major, but Major timed it just off. Narcisse was bumped, and the flag flew. And I think the replay will show a pretty good call.
4 pass interference. BC number 13, 15-yard penalty. First down, Saskatchewan.
15-yard penalty. Let's find out if it was the right call.
Coming in from the left side of your screen, the throw's there, contact's being made, and the ball comes in there. Close call, but it looked like it was in favor of the ref.
Major and Narcisse have had a battle tonight. Austin in the flat, Fairholm complete, out of bounds, inside the 20. Down at the 18 for number 18, and Ron Francis slow to get to his feet.
Fairholm breaks to the out. Andre Francis is waiting for him right out there, but just reacts a little late to it. Fairholm does a great job of covering the ball up, turns up the field, and picks up a couple extra yards.
First down, Saskatchewan at the 17. Over the middle, Elgard, touchdown. Riders back in front. And Austin looked great as a field general on that drive.
That's the pass pattern I talked about earlier. He's been there all day long. Caught BC in the zone defense. Stuart Hill's even dropping as an outside rush in, but O.J. Brganst did not get enough depth in the middle, and it allowed Ray Elgard to come behind him, work in behind the zone. Kent Austin had plenty of time to throw the ball, and when he did, he put it right out there on the money.
Ray Elgard with his 8th catch. He has 141 yards, and for the 5th game in 6 this year, he has a touchdown, his 6th of the season. And it's a seesaw battle here at the Thunderdome.
There's a law that states as far as linebackers and zone drops, you're deep at the inside receivers and the deepest receivers. O.J. Brganst was not. Kenny Austin put it out there, and a little celebration. It's not over till it's over here.
.338 left. There's Ron Francis. Ridden down at the 36-yard line. Bruce Boyko met him there. After a 19-yard return, Michael Johnson, tell you what, he runs out there like he is in complete control.
Well, the great thing about it is that he doesn't know who Ty Jones is, so he's not intimidated by anybody out there right now. He's excited about getting an opportunity to play football.
Lions 0-5. Here they come. He's going to find out soon. The front 4 surrounds him and brings him down.
Well, if you're going to meet him, you might as well meet them all at one time, and that's exactly what he accomplished doing it then. Bayless did a great job of just his arm over swimming one time, comes back inside and misses the tackle. He just didn't wrap him up, and he knows that right now. He said he wants that. He wants that. Should have had that sack behind the line of scrimmage.
3 minutes to go here at BC Place.
They're going through some stress right now, both of them. I mean, it's some errors out there made on both ends, some bad calls they thought were made in there, but both of those teams are tremendously competitive out there, just banging heads. It's a heck of a game fight.
2nd and 15 now after the loss. The left-hander goes deep, looking for Clark, and he can't catch up with it. Clark is the deep threat among those receivers, but Johnson overthrown that time. Well, Louis's been known to take off with the ball, but I wouldn't expect it this deep. Of course, they had the fake punt in the first half, which went for a touchdown.
They're playing a real prevent defense out there on that kind of situation.
Basaglia gets away a beauty. Jay Cox trying to turn it up, but well defended. Here's Markley.
Chris, the stress is written all over the face of head coach Bobo Bilovich here on the BC sideline. He's been checking the clock virtually every play for the last 3 minutes. In fact, that was the first thing he did when Ron Francis scored his touchdown to put the Lions in the lead, because he knows how crafty Kent Austin is. And you have to be wondering what's going through Bobo Bilovich's mind right now. His team is 0-5. There's speculation about his future. How many more games can he lose and keep his job? Chris?
He could end all that speculation with a W tonight. But right now, Kent Austin's in the driver's seat. Screen to Jones. Fumbles again. Lions say they've got it, and they do. And Ron Francis is a hero again. He got the loose ball. Second fumble recovery for him, and Jones with a tough night now. That's the third fumble, and all three the exact same way.
So Jay Brigance came in, got the helmet on the left-hand side again, hit it right on the ball, and Ron Francis is able to come up with a big turnover.
4-point lead, Saskatchewan. 2.5 minutes to go. Behind Clark, and George Wynn makes him pay the price.
Quick out pattern, ball thrown behind him just a bit. Wynn's in there close and going to shut it down, pushes Clark out.
Matt Clark has been silent again tonight. They may be looking for him now. Pressure on. Johnson scrambles out. Has a first down. Inside the 30. Well, they told us he could run, and he picked the perfect time to illustrate the point.
Saskatchewan turned up the heat, sent the linebackers, came inside. Johnson, the kid, did a great job. Came outside, looked around, tucked the balls upfield, and then able to hit the dirt. Take a look. Oh, touch right at the end. I didn't think he got touched when he went down.
First down. Lions. John Volpe surging over the 25 down to the 23, has 7.
Volpe running with authority, right behind Leo Groenwagen, and Jim Mills turns it upfield. This is the same exact play that he scored on earlier in the game.
12 carries, 82 yards, 1 touchdown for Volpe on the ground, 1 through the air. 2nd and 3. Volpe again, first down. Glenn Sooners stopped him at the 10. And the Pence is on his feet, and he's not the only one here at BC Place Stadium.
That offense is playing like a team possessed out there. Handed it deep to Volpe, off of the left side, right behind Roderhusker and Jamie Garrett. Boom! Gets up the field. All of a sudden, there is Bobby Jurison trying to come over to make the tackle. Too slow getting there.
1 more carry could push Volpe over 100 yards on the game. Down to the 5, Volpe, touchdown! Yep, he's over 100 yards now, but will that be enough to put the Lions over the top? BC 43, Saskatchewan 40.
Chris, you have to think about it now. 43-3, 126 left to go. Let's take a look at the replay here. Volpe just coming off of the right side behind Groenwagen and Mills. Left side right over top, and he meets Suter right in the hole downfield. Suter does a great job as far as technique, but that is a powerful young pit bull once he's got the ball, and he is running with a lot of balance and a lot of determination. Gets the shoulder down low and fights to get into that end zone.
Well, they're already partying in the upper deck of Murray Pesson's box, but it may be a little early to celebrate. Albert Brown out at the 43. And here's the scene. 3 points down. Saskatchewan has the football with 1:22 to go.
And you could have arguably the best quarterback running the show right now. It has come down from a 2-minute drill down to a 1:22 drill, and this guy is an absolute master at it. Catchy part with the BC defense right now, they cannot play too soft, but you cannot get too aggressive right now and allow a big play. To make the play the zone defense, throw the ball in front of you, and react to it.
Austin caught. Keith Howe brought him down. Lee Johnson in to help celebrate.
Great compliments right in the back end to O.J. Brigance. O.J. went back there as Ken Austin is looking to Ray Elgard coming on that inside route that he's run all night long. They shut him down there. Austin has to tuck the ball down, and it allows Poe to come in there for a big sack.
2nd and 15. Austin outlets to Jones. Wilson close to the first down at the 52. Doug Hocking with the tackle. Let's find out where they mark it. He had to get just over the 53.
Do they sneak, or does he come back to Milson Jones again with the handoff?
3rd and 1. Jones, first down. That may be the biggest yard he's got tonight.
That may be the biggest compliment that he can pay to Milson Jones, is to come back to him and say, I've got faith in you that you're going to pick up that first down. Hands it off. The guy's off the left side, that Craig Henderson. Roger Aldag comes in, gets off the line of scrimmage, and he picks up that big first down.
56 seconds left, and the clock's not moving fast enough for OB. Austin over the middle. One hops it to Elgard.
Austin was pressured somewhat. Doug Hocking right there left his middle linebacking position, started to come up. He was not patient enough to stay behind. It allowed Elgard to come behind him. Had Austin had just another split second, that would have been easily a completed pass.
What's that tattoo say on the Hawk? Graceful but vicious.
He better add another line that says, be patient on there too.
2nd and 10. Austin's got to scoop it up. Down he goes. Lee Johnson and Stu Hill.
Good heat by Johnson coming from the backside. But what Stu Hill did was to get upfield, get up to the outside shoulder of Ken Austin, force him back inside. That allowed the pursuit of Lee Johnson to grab him from behind and pick up the big sack.
Here's the football game. 3rd and 20 with 27 seconds to go. Elgard right near the first down marker. And I think he has it. Another clutch catch for Elgard. And Ken Austin right on the money. 19 seconds to go, and they are in Dave Ridgway field goal range. Wow, 3rd and 20, and he pulled that off. Now looking deep. Out of bounds. Great coverage by Chris Mage on Don Narcisse. 11 seconds left.
Ken Austin picked his time, and this time he hadn't seen Narcisse run that deep that often during the course of this game. But this time he does run him out on the streak. Major does a great job of pushing him out of bounds, but you can come back inbounds and catch the ball, and he's still trying to pursue it, try to pick up the reception.
Lions looking for their first win. Saskatchewan trying to get to 500. 2nd and 10. Lots of time. Austin has a completion. It's short of a first down. 4 seconds to go, and that will bring Ridgeway on. Most efficient field goal kicker in CFL history from 43 out. He's got it. What a great pressure kick by Dave Ridgeway. We're going to overtime. This one's so good you don't want it to end. 2 5-minute halves to decide this game. It is not sudden death. Ron Francis down at the 24, and he looks like he was shaken up on the play. And Francis trying to get off the field. First time I ever did an overtime game in football, it was Queens against Carleton. The Carleton Ravens were driving for the touchdown, and it was right down at the goal line, and they elected to run out the clock thinking that they could go back to the other end for the second half of overtime and score. Well, the time ran out. They had to kick off again. The quarterback of the Carleton Ravens was Mark Lee. That's why he's on the sidelines now and not in the game.
Our illustrious host.
That's right. Okay. John Volpe with the gain of 5. Give McLeod the stop. Volpe, what a night. 3 touchdowns. And I must get in that Carleton went on to lose that football game. Here's Johnson, dodged away from one, out in the flat. It's complete. Treviffin has a first down right in front of Charles Anthony. And I'll tell you what, Michael Johnson threw one in the flat that was a dangerous pass. Ty Jones was putting on the heat, though, and he just got rid of it.
Bayless swims to the outside. Jamie Terrace right there gets a little bit of hand on him, but he gets up in face of Johnson, and that's the great thing about right now. Had he been a right-handed quarterback, he would have never got that pass off.
First down. Volpe inside, and they were waiting for him that time. Lance Cook stops 22 behind the line of scrimmage. You've got a rookie in his first CFL game against one of the great veterans in the CFL, Ken Austin. In the flat, look out, Volpe, really hit by George Wynn. And he'll be short of a first down.
Saskatchewan playing a 3-deep zone, and this time it's what they call, sometimes in terminology, a cut call. Cut meaning the corner is up in the flat area, the halfback is playing the deep zone, and boom, right there is Wynn, who's the corner, sitting out there waiting for the throw to the flat, taking away the deep pass.
Jay Cox, the lone man back. Great kick by Pasaglia. Boy, he's really got untracked here after the first quarter. Great coverage, Chris Major. The Lions went to overtime 6 times last year. So this is nothing new to many of them. 49 yards. The punt by Pasaglia, just a 2-yard return thanks to Chris Major.
Even at 49 yards, the great thing about Louis there with the hang time, how long that punt stayed up in the air to allow a guy in his speed like Chris Major to get down there and make the tackle.
You really can't say enough about Austin, though. This game looked like it was just about over. 3rd and 20 in the dying seconds, and somehow Austin kept it going. Scrambles out, now has a man. Fairholm across the 50. Flag is down, and this one may come back. And it is.
Legal forward start. Quarterback over the line.
Austin went over the line of scrimmage.
First down repeated.
Pursuit, and that allowed Fairholmes to get open down below in the zone.
Austin getting backed up, screens it off to Jones, breaks a tackle, but there's Gravely. And Gravely stopped him at the line of scrimmage, and perhaps for a loss of 1, and Wilson's getting heated up. extra DB in for the Leos. In the flat, Jones for little gain. Donovan Wright was right there. What a great football game. Lots more still to come. Ahmad Field, the lone man, lets it bounce. And away he goes. And Willis Jaycox, who's a great return man in his own right, made the stop on field. 4-yard return after a 41-yard Lozecki punt. Michael Johnson sacked on the first play. Gerald Bayless was there. The front four collapsed. Sack goes to Jones. It's the 100th of his distinguished 9-year career. 2nd and 14. Johnson delivers, and he missed an open man, Darren Flutie. Here's Mark Lee.
Well, two key players on this Saskatchewan offense who could have a figure in the outcome of this overtime game. Jeff Fairholm and Kent Austin nursing some injuries. Fairholm has a slight separation of his left shoulder, but tells me he will stay in this game. And Kent Austin, you can see, has blood over the front of his jersey, has been cut on the chin, was hurt when he fumbled that shotgun snap late in the 4th quarter and was heavily hit. Chris?
45 seconds mark in this first half of overtime, and the Lions punting. Going to be some sore bodies tomorrow. Jaycox at his 20. Look out. Willis Jaycox out to the 35. 15 yards on that return. Keith Poe with the tackle after a 43-yard punt by Pasaglia. They'll be using a little bit of ice tonight and tomorrow as well. That's Tony Kimbrough still nursing the thumb injury that helped contribute to his early exit tonight.
To his credit right now, he said the last time we did a game here, Chris, was the Calgary game, and when all of a sudden Danny Barrett got hurt, he didn't pay attention, and he was caught off guard sleeping on side. He better stay into this game because Fred the Air McNair is the only other quarterback they have if Michael Johnson goes down.
Here's a high pass brought down by Fairholm. Remember, he's got that tender shoulder, but he hung in there and made a big catch. In the flat, Elgard wide open. Straight arm Major. And now he's brought down by Robin Belanger. What a straight arm by Elgard on the cornerback Major.
Just shows the kind of power and strength that he has. He's feisty. He wants to fight and get into a battle anywhere he can. A real soft zone this time played by the BC defense. Nobody's out there with Elgard, and he's able to turn it up. Then he says, mate, get out of my face, get out of here. And then he keeps fighting and gets out of bounds, trying to stop the clock.
First down, Austin in the flat for Jones. Inside the 35, the 33. 9 seconds to go, and Milson's got a sore left knee. Remy Trudell with the tackle. 514 yards, that's a season high in the CFL. Ridgway misses the field goal. This point's important, and Ahmad Field gets out. Now he's back in. Oh boy, that could have been 2, but Field steps out of bounds and are finally written down by Dave Pitcher. And the plot thickens. We go into the second half of overtime. Still tied. They'll start this second half. And a swift kick by Pasaglia. Nobody there. It's covered quickly. And that was a pretty good kickoff by Pasaglia. No return, and Jaycox and Field have words.
Guy deep, there is that big void in between that you have to hit it, just as Louis did.
Fans want to see some defense here. Milson Jones breaks a tackle, and another. Lost his shoe. but has a first down. Tracy Gravely finally made the stop.
Milson Jones will test every amount of ability that you have to tackle the play. All it is just a little slough off screen play here, dumps it off to the backside, gives it to Milson, and then he just works. That's all he's doing. He breaks the leg, and a lot of these guys are tackling him down low, down and around the leg area, and that is where most of his power lies.
Want to say good morning to our fans in Newfoundland. It's 3:03 in the morning here. Lucius Floyd in the flat breaks a tackle and has a first down. Big play as the Lions can't corral these two running backs for the Riders.
Man-to-man defense, Doug Hawkins had him right out in the flat all by himself. Kenny Austin looks downfield, dumps it off. There's Hawkins right there. He over-pursues it, allows Floyd to cut back inside and pick up a big first down. You've got to stay inside out on your pursuit and only give that running back one way to go.
Don't change your clocks in St. John's. It's 4:03. Jones straight up the middle. Has 5. Stu Hill, the old teammate, makes the tackle. Well, again, the defense has to dig in. Second, and let's call it 5.5. Austin, complete again. Chris Major wraps up Donald Narcisse, but the drive continues. And Narcisse continues to walk the walk. Donald Narcisse has hit the 100-yard mark on the game with 8 catches. Floyd right up the middle. And Keith Poe with the stop. Slow to get up is Lee Johnson. Great advertisement for the Canadian Football League. Austin on second down goes to the possession man, Narcisse again.
He had to have Narcisse in mind from the minute he took the ball out underneath the center. He came back, turned, he's got plenty of time to throw. Had he looked at Ray Elgard hooking over the middle, absolutely wide open, 25 yards down the field, not a soul around him.
Grinding out the clock too, look at them. Run down the clock, Milson up the middle, breaks a tackle, and he'll be close to a first down. Gravely finally brought him down. Tell you what, Jones hasn't taken a step back despite the fumbles tonight.
Just counters the handoff there, big hole, Milson comes in. There's Paul Wetmore, he meets Milson right in the hole, but as he starts to make his tackle, his feet stop, his head drops down to the ground, and he drops his head, he can't see where.
It's second down and short, and almost a free down here to help run down the clock as Jones has the first down. Boy, they're working the clock perfectly. Austin is 26 yards away passing from an all-time CFL single-game record. But he's running out of real estate, and his concern is the W right now as they try and set it up for Dave Ridgway.
Bob Poley, Polecat doing the snapping.
Suter places it, and Ridgway can hit those with his eyes closed. 7 seconds to go. That's all the Lions have left. And Saskatchewan has a 3-point lead. So let's see what they do with 7 seconds. Can there be a miracle finish? Flutie out of bounds. Still time. But they've got to go a long way in a hurry.
Throw the ball in front, and then all they're going to do is react to the ball. Even let BC catch the ball and just tackle them. Don't take a chance on a pass interference call.
Here we go. Hudson in the air, but Albert Brown brings it down. It's over. Riders are 3-3, but it doesn't get any tougher than it did tonight. And the hard-luck Lions and Bob Obilovich are 0-6. You got a feel for them tonight.
They have been there. They have been in the game. They were in it completely, and you could see that the momentum was working. This was a great character building. I just hope that this team continues on this same voyage that they're on right now that they started last week.
Tough one for OB, but What another textbook display by Ken Austin. No wonder Don Matthews said that there's no quarterback he'd rather have.
For Chris and Dan, Mark Lee saying so long from Vancouver.